Next we'll see about PDF data based on print forms. Now we know that the PDFs which we have generated can be either sent with the based on printing forms, or we can send it by an email or fax. So here in detail we'll see about printing forms. PDF based print forms are part of the SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe solution and are used for printing in SAP systems. As well as standard output on printers and the option of archiving documents, you can also use your application to send a PDF to the Business Communication Services, that is a BCS. Here you have the option of faxing or email your documents. The following gives you an overview of how a PDF print based form is structured and also tells you on how to create a PDF print form in the development environment of the ABAP workbench. The integrated Adobe Lifecycle Designer software supports you when you do this. The software must be installed on the front end before you create a layout, and to see a print preview on the form, you first need to install the Adobe Reader. This document does not discuss on how the documents are printed and controlled on the printers. Instead, it discusses the whole process up to when a file is sent to the output management functions as a spool request in the SAP system. Now here, you should note that for printing and previewing the PDF based forms, you need to use a PCL or a PostScript or ZPL printer and an appropriate device type. So here you cannot use a printer with the device type as SAP Win or SWIN. For more information available on that printing guide, we require an SAP printing guide under printing PDF based forms. So this is how the data under that PDF are printed at the output end. So here for printing we make use of the preview options like PCL, PostScript or ZPL printer, and we require an appropriate device type for that which has been supportable for that particular PDF. So this was the purpose behind the printing forms. Next we'll see the integration for that PDF based print forms. An activated PDF based print form corresponds to a callable function module in the SAP system. So now once we activate the particular Adobe form, it generates a function module in the SAP system similar to the smart form. The complete logic of the form is represented by this function module. When a form is printed, it is called by an application program which collects the relevant application data. The application program uses this function module interface to send the data. Therefore, the data collection process is split from the logic of the form. This means that you only need to adjust the form when you modify the logic of the layout. So this is the integration process for a PDF based print form. Next we'll see the features related to this print form. To develop a PDF based print form, you use Form Builder integrated with the ABAP workbench. This tool enables you to create a complete form description even if you do not have an extensive programming skill. Now here it supports some of the tasks, like first we'll create the layout. So for creating the layout, here we use the Adobe Lifecycle Designer to design the pages or to create the layout. Then we specify the data which are to be used under the form. So here in the form context, we specify which data, tables, text and graphics are to be used under that form. Then we have the tool for migration of smart forms. Now, if you remember that we have an option for smart forms as migration of SAP script to smart form. Similar to that, under Adobe Forms, we have the option of migration of smart forms to Adobe Forms. So by migrating that smart forms, we can reuse that PDF based print forms, and here we can find that smart form under the transaction code smart forms. Then next feature we have is importing existing PDF files or forms. This tool is integrated into the Adobe Lifecycle Designer and enables to use our own templates under that form. Then we have tool called as scripting. Adobe Lifecycle Designer uses that script languages like JavaScript and FormCal. Now FormCal is a simple Adobe script language for typical form calculations, including mathematical and logical functions and date and character string functions. Now, for more information on for that regarding form calculation and a form calculation language reference, we'll have to make use of the online help available for that Adobe Lifecycle Designer. So this was scripting. Now last is printing and archiving that PDF based print forms. You can use output parameters to specify print and archive settings and so adapt the output to your requirements. These parameters are not viewed in the form builder. Instead, we control them with the function models that we integrate into their application program. So these are some of the tools which has been supported by the PDF based print forms. Now here, when we make use of these print forms, we have certain restrictions. Like, note that local print versions may differ from print versions produced using that spool request in the SAP system. So here we can print out parts of that PDF forms as local print versions only using Adobe Acrobat or the Adobe Reader. And we have a SAP note, that is 1009567, which provides further information under the restrictions provided for PDF based print forms. So this was the detailed description on how the data under the PDF can be printed using the SAP system.